I think we do a fantastic job with the public
Cedar Falls
safety
public
model.
safety leaders, including representatives on both the police and fire side, visited Kalamazoo, Michigan, known as a national leader in public safety. City Administrator Ron Gaines made the trip along with 2 council members to get a first-hand look at Kalamazoo's model, which has nearly 35 years of experience. In 1983, the city of Kalamazoo merged their police and fire departments into a public safety department to address their need for more police officers in the community. All Kalamazoo public safety employees are cross-trained in both police and fire operations. This model has provided for more police officers to respond to calls, as well as more public safety employees to respond to fire calls. Cedar Falls began cross-training in 2005 with just a few employees. In 2016, Cedar Falls increased their cross-training efforts and began using a public safety model similar to Kalamazoo, which has provided for more public safety officers on the scenes of both police and fire calls.
We did that because we were trying to build capacity and put more police officers in the street. Our fire stations were fully staffed and they had a very high strength, but our police staffing was low.
What it does allow you is flexibility in putting the resources where your problems are in your community, and it provides a more robust response capability on both the police and the fire side of our operation.
The city of Kalamazoo has a 34% poverty rate with many older homes and structures. This past year, the Kalamazoo Public Safety Department received 108,000 calls for service, which includes 150 structure fires. By contrast, Cedar Falls has an 18% poverty rate, with 16,000 calls for service and 6 serious structure fires for the year. Kalamazoo now has 218 public safety officers and is one of the largest public safety departments in the country. All PSOs are cross-trained equally in police, fire, and EMS to assure they are prepared for whatever call comes in.
We came here to learn. We don't want to make the same mistakes that they made. And they weren't shy about saying that they made mistakes along the way. And I'm not so proud that I'm not willing to borrow or steal good ideas from other communities.
Jim Cook is a 12-year veteran of Cedar Falls Fire Rescue and is the Cedar Falls Firefighter Association Union President. Cook thought the trip to Kalamazoo was a great opportunity to learn from another public safety organization.
Anything that we do to shorten the learning curve by learning from other people's experiences is just something that's very valuable. I think there is value in taking these trips and learning more about what it is that other people are doing and the ways that they are doing things and the issues that have come up and how they've addressed them. And it helps us develop a better game plan, if you will.
Also do evidence here for packaging.
Kalamazoo public safety officers are trained for police, fire, and EMS. However, they do specialize in a certain area. For example, some tend to gravitate toward the fire side, while others tend to focus more on the police side. That helps to work to the strengths of each person on the department and gets the best of their talents on a daily basis. Yet, when a call comes in, every person on the department is ready to respond, no matter the call.
There are certain parallels to what the city would like to do, and it's certainly some parallels to what, from our union perspective, that we have said is that we need a core group of firefighters. Now, whether that you call them, as they do in Kalamazoo, public safety officers, they've essentially filled a role as a firefighter in the stations every day.
Cedar Falls began cross-training police officers and firefighters back in 2005 as a way to reduce downtime and maximize personnel.
We have more people responding to fires than we've ever had, and now we've got a few more police officers on the street than we've ever had. So we're already starting to see some successes as we move forward.
What we're doing is we're offering firefighters at times that we need them to supplement the 5 or 6 firefighters that we have in the fire stations. We're actually going to end up with more personnel on scene at an emergency incident than we've ever had before.
Kalamazoo breaks the city into 7 zones and is covered by the various public safety stations throughout the city, each staffed with public safety officers. This helps to keep response times low and provides continuity across the city.
Our response times are very low because we are able to have those public safety officers there, dressed, ready to go when that fire apparatus pulls up. They're also able to do size up, hydrant locations, and all the other vital information that engine operator is going to need when he arrives on scene to fight that fire.
Cedar Falls Fire Rescue reached its peak in staffing with 40 full-time firefighters back in 1979 under Fire Chief Dale Holmes. At the time, the fire department was responsible for the ambulance service and dispatch. The paramedic service is now handled by Sartori, while Black Hawk County handles dispatch. Cedar Falls has grown significantly since the late 70s. Yet, in spite of that growth, the actual number of serious fire calls has gone down by nearly 60% over the past 4 decades.
The number of fires nationwide has dropped significantly. When I came on the fire department, we had fires quite frequently.
Fire Chief Bostwick attributes that drop in fires to several factors, including improved building codes and the use of smoke detectors and sprinkler systems. Public Safety Director Jeff Olson says he learned several things on this trip that he would like to consider for Cedar Falls.
Cedar Falls public safety officers carry their fire turnout gear in their squad cars, which includes their helmet, coat, pants, and boots. They have the public safety officers, which are driving the squad cars, they have their fire gear in the back. Now they carry their SCBA equipment in the back of their car, which we don't do, which makes it a little bit quicker for the public safety officers to get their fire gear on and get ready. So we might want to consider that. And then they're similar to us in the fact that they have they've outsourced their paramedic service, such as Cedar Falls does to Sartori. But when they respond to medical calls, they have I'm going to call an emergency response vehicle. They're not rolling a fire truck with the public safety officers on the fire truck, but instead they're rolling a smaller EMS vehicle. And they've done the studies to determine, as you can imagine, it costs a lot more to roll a big $500,000 fire truck to a scene than it does a $30,000 vehicle. So there's something that we've got to look at there too, but there's all sorts of things that we learn from them, and in the area of supervision as well.
Cedar Falls public safety leaders, fire union president, city staff, and council members feel they learned a lot from the trip to Kalamazoo and plan to make the most of this experience.
I think it gives us a big jump forward. I mean, you know, we think about all the things that we need to do to move forward. We think about all the pitfalls or all the mistakes we could be making, and we learned a lot from them about areas where we might be able to improve a little bit quicker or avoid a mistake, and you know, that's pretty important.
I'm Danny Bowman reporting for Cedar Falls City News.